All right, welcome to CAPECAST. Brandon.
Hey.
Alan. How are we doing? Alan, it's been so long.
I know, dude. It's been like a month, it feels like.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done a legit regular episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave's in the house.
What up,
What's
Dave?
up, Dave? Davey.
So,
how's
Alan,
everybody been?
How was your week off?
Whew, we had fun. We went to a basketball game. Saw Kyrie Irving score like 50 points on the
KD
Hornets.
let me down that night.
Yeah, he played pretty pitiful, but but yeah, and Mandy's gone, so I'm flying solo this week. So yeah, tired.
Solo
really
dad
tired.
work.
Are you surviving?
I'm getting there. There's a whole lot of screwball getting me through the nights.
Yeah. Well, that's the reg around this household. That's a.
Are you guys gonna continue with the screwball into the spring and summer? Because I feel like that's a winter thing.
I tend to gravitate more towards. This is a really long hello for Nani. Hello, fella. Staying on there for a while. Ryan forgot to take it down. It's okay.
Oh, my bad. I'm trying to post the social about the show.
It's okay. Put it back up there. No, I tend to move towards if I'm doing like any kind of like mixed drink, I'll do like a Kentucky Mule or something in summertime.
Gotcha.
Or beer. I
just feel like
a lot of beer during the winter.
I feel like the screwball is going to be a like cold winter month type drink for me.
I don't know. I'm drinking it with water right now, so it's mixed it with water. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. It's true.
It
is true. So, where is your lady?
It's gonna be our first endorsement for the show.
I mean, I'm hoping it is anyway. All right. Did you say something, Brandon? Sorry.
Where's your lady?
She
Tell
is
the folks
at
home. I know. I'm just trying to make I'm trying to tee you up.
Well, she is in Austin, Texas. She is at South by Southwest. She's enjoying herself. She's seen some celebrities. She saw Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage walking around.
Nice.
She sat in on the Ted Lasso panel yesterday. They were all Zoom. Didn't realize that. I felt far less threatened by Ted Lasso's mustache. But she said that was awesome because everybody was kind of in character because they're currently filming season 3. So that was cool, and they were fresh off of their Critics' Choice Awards. They won like a bunch of those, so they were all hyped up about that. But yeah, she actually got to do the metaverse experience today with Zack Snyder's Justice League's Steppenwolf. So that was
nice.
Cool.
How'd that go?
Yeah, she said it was neat. They're using a lot of stuff that they already can get access to. So since he was edited so well, they figured why not throw him in there. And she went into a huge detail about what all it's going to be. Multi-dimensional gaming where you can take different paths, choose your own route. There's you can spend days or you can spend hours, whatever. It's all kinds.
They happen to mention anything about they're working on renderings for Jail 2 and 3?
No, these guys were this was a meta booth, so they actually had nothing to do with Warner Brothers. So nothing at all.
Metaverse booth?
Yeah, it was actually the metaverse. It was. But the DC setup that they had, the only costumes they had on site were the Batman stuff and Peacemaker and Eagly. That was all they had.
Costumes for Eagly, huh?
Yeah, well, it was a statue of Eagly, but I guess it was the stand-in of Eagly. I don't know, really, because he was all digital. But and then the boys, she got to go to Votland, so that was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
I see a lot of that. Yeah. So yeah, and she's living her best life right now. While I'm stuck here.
With us,
jelly. So jelly. Hopefully, she'll bring you a nice little souvenir back.
You missed out on the.
I'm getting a few comic books for sure. I know that. Yeah,
you missed out on the big show last week. The 1 week we were like, Alan's gone. Finally, we can have people on. They won't be able to understand Alan, so.
Trey and I walked across the street to the hotel that we were staying in Charlotte, and I was like, you know what? Let me see what the guys are up to. And I was like, son of a.
I'm picturing It's Always Sunny in Philly, Nani. Yeah.
Fighters of the night. Or what does he say?
Something like that.
Yes, we are eagles.
Little like eggshell abs they paint on their. It's good stuff.
So great. Well, that's cool. Well, when she gets back, we'll have to have a breakdown of what all she saw.
She actually offered to live stream from the T-Pain concert tonight, and I told her we were good.
Oh, yeah? That's cool. Well, cool. Well, welcome back. It's glad to have you
be back. Feels normal. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Before we get started, I will throw up the usual. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the videos we were putting out. We are on Twitter at CAPECAST Show. I always have to go back and forth between CiNEMACHiNE and CAPECAST. I'm surprised I don't mess that up more often than I do. And we have Patreons, patreon.com/CiNEMAChinePod. Appreciate all the support we get there. I know Nani and Dave are supporters on there, so we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping the lights on, keeping Brandon's red light on in the back there.
Still there.
Yeah.
Red light special over here.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Right. I don't know. It's not
you know.
Not important.
It's a TLC song.
There you go.
It's true. It is. Yeah, let's get into some news. We got a lot. So I actually, for the first time in a while, I had to whittle down some news because I was like, that's too long. It's been there for we basically missed 3 weeks of news, kind of, I think. So, hey, thanks, Dave. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Dave.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ryan, am I taking it?
Whatever you want.
Go for it.
All right. Let's talk some Michael Keaton, huh?
Yeah.
Brandon's super stoked for Michael Keaton. Let's talk about some Michael Keaton.
You can't see him because of our logo. You can't see his little ears.
That's right. Poor place.
There we go.
It was just a picture of him holding a blanket over his shoulders.
Yeah.
He was freezing to death over there.
Granted, he still could be having a blanket on his shoulders. You never know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, this is from a few weeks ago, but I did think it was kind of cool that he posted it. I know that we've stated previously that we would like to be more hyped about this, and hopefully as things get closer, we will start to get more excited for it.
I've got a disclaimer myself, and I've told Brandon this and probably Alan in the Capecasters text, but I'll talk about it later. But I rewatched CSJL this week, and I'm like, it put me back like 6 months in my recovery from
he really
being able to move on. So I got to turn in my chips and
off the wagon.
Yeah.
Superman getting thrown into the this many days since incident. Resets back to zero.
But anyway,
everything just relates back to these movies, you know. Find a way, at least. But yeah, I thought this was cool. I mean, there's been set photos. I don't think we've talked about the set photos of the bat suit, which seems to be a little modified from last we saw him in it. And I like it. I'm not, I dig the updates to it. But yeah, it is. It's kind of a mid hype for me. It's not like as high as it should be considering what it is.
Dave says, I love Keaton Batman, but I've seen him in interviews and I get the vibe he's not as interested in Batman. It's more of a money thing.
Definitely
could be. Yeah. He's definitely revisiting with the Beetlejuice stuff. He's
Mhm.
he's going back to the well for the stuff he's
Mhm.
the stuff
Yeah.
he's done in the past. Who knows?
Yep. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, well, I
All
don't know
we
when.
know is he's not Ben Affleck.
I had assumed that we would be getting a trailer for that flick, but now that it's been pushed, and we'll get to that later. But I don't know when we'll get a full trailer. Now it's not really much point in doing it too soon.
Yeah, like I mean, like that Super Bowl ad.
or you could do what all the other DC projects are doing. We could go 3 straight years at Fandom. This is coming, guys. It's coming. I promise.
Next year.
It's coming.
Sure.
The year of the heroes.
Mhm.
Next year.
Never, Dave. Never.
Fingers
All
crossed
right.
on that one.
Yeah.
We'll get to some Batfleck stuff in a minute.
And pretty much all this stuff's DC stuff kind of circles back in some way or another to the SnyderVerse stuff. Speaking of which, Joe Manganiello has been dropping some little pieces of Deathstroke content on his Instagram. He changed his profile picture to this that we've got up on the screen, and he's also posted a couple pictures of like a Deathstroke model or action figure, Nightmare Deathstroke. And Brandon, what's that ... mean?
I mean, that's why I put it in the headline.
Yeah, what's that
what
mean?
does it mean?
What does this mean?
We were joking that these days we're back in that like release the Snyder cut.
Tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
Charlie drawing has the yarn going from dot to dot.
Well, this happened. It could mean this, which could mean this.
It's a vicious cycle being a DC Snyder fan for sure.
Yeah, Brandon texted me the other day, and after I don't know, I sent him some. It was after I'd watched the movie and started sending him all these like tinfoil hat things on Twitter, and he was like, "Ryan, how much longer can we do this?"
Because I want to be like, there's some things that have happened recently that I'm like, yeah, I want to be optimistic and excited for this, but my heart can barely take it anymore.
Just can't take it anymore.
I'm so weak. I'm so weak. They beat me down.
Well, that's the thing Brandon always says, we're beat dogs.
Yeah,
We are. We just keep coming back.
I know.
Taking our little crumbs that they give us, little glimmers of hope.
Little nuggets. Oh man,
What's
up,
up,
Tony?
Tony?
Tony's in the house.
How you doing? How you doing, Tony?
Faith, Brandon. Faith. Fair, Brandon.
Yeah, that's me. That's what they call me, Fair Brandon.
Fair, Brandon. He just levels the show. Partially related. We've had some concept art that has been posted for both Batman and Deathstroke for what was the Ben Affleck, the Batman solo movie. What do you guys think about this?
I like it. I think I don't see it much as an evolution of the previous costumes.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel.
I see it in the boots, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Or the gauntlets, maybe. Gauntlets, yeah.
Yeah, the cowl. I don't like the cowl. I don't like it. I like the little ears, and I like it. I want it to stay
I will
like
say
that.
this.
You know,
I will say this. I agree 100%, Alan. That being said, I like this cowl about 1,000 times more than I like Robert Pattinson's.
Yeah.
oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go to anything. I mean, yeah. Ooh.
I like seeing the breakdown of all this stuff as far as how they kind of came up with it, but I'm not a fan of the ears.
I agree.
And definitely not. I'm pointing to things on my screen like y'all can see it.
I don't know what
the bat symbol.
People have gotten way too afraid of, and we see it with Pattinson's and with this Ben Affleck concept. Everybody's so obsessed with being able to turn their head that they're like losing the neck and the cowl, like how that like rolls into the shoulders, like that imposing
Yeah.
thing.
And see, that's what that was my thing. You know, part of what I loved about his suit was you saw all the shots of Affleck with his cowl down, you know, hanging off the back, and you can't do that. I mean, you just saw you have to take it apart to take it off. So it loses some of the comic book accuracy value. I'm not I'm not a stickler for that, but
sure,
the Batman being able to throw his cowl back is one of those things for me. You know?
Yeah. Jake does make a good point. I mean, it is very like tactical Arkham, the video game,
and that is something
Arkham
that is something that had been mentioned with this too. Is there was some inspiration being drawn there from that.
And we've also got to keep in mind, and even when we get to the next set of concept art that came out today, we've got to keep in mind that this is probably one of many versions that they have. So who knows if it's how final or how, you know, close to what was going to end up becoming. And also we do have a new version of the suit in the Flash. A new like tactical different suit. Yeah. Even though what was in Justice League. So
gotta sell them toys.
Yep.
Gotta sell them toys.
That's true. So there are definitely parts that I like. I like a lot. I'm not opposed. I know, Ryan, you don't tend to lean towards the more tactical suits. I do have a fondness for them. I still prefer the BVS suit over any of the suits so far. Well, Nightmare, because I think Nightmare is a suit. I know that's a big debate, but I think it's a suit.
You're wrong, Dave. You're wrong.
Sorry,
not you, Dave. The other Dave.
The other Dave. Pina.
Yeah.
But we still love you.
So
it was fun to see that debate. But yeah, I definitely like most everything except for the ears and the way the bat logo is treated on the chest. There's a lot to love. But yeah, I just don't feel like it's an organic evolution of the.
I just love I've talked about it before with BVS. Like, I just love how that movie feels so like ripped out of comics, and I love that like carbon fiber full body suit. It just feels more comic booky to me than I don't know.
You said that cowl and that cowl there and the slim down bat is like that kind of ruins that. Other than that, I'm with Brandon. I like the tactical stuff. I just the cowl and the bat.
Yeah. And then we got this guy today,
Deathstroke.
I'm not a fan of the helmet.
It looks very Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Mouth area. The mouth area is weird to me.
Yeah.
The existing armor is way better than Justice League. That being said, I will watch this in a heartbeat if it was made.
Yeah. if they'll give it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
The thing that I noticed, it seemed, I know obviously this is the same artist, so there's going to be sensibilities that kind of cross over between the two, but it seemed too similar to the bat. Like, it seemed like they were made by the same tailor, or made by the same outfitter that would have designed these suits for these characters, and so that seemed like it didn't have its own. Like,
maybe there's a League of Shadows connection,
unless there was going to be a connection where he uses Wayne tech or something to he steals it or something. I don't know, but especially
it's just not as like, I don't know, and I don't know if he's got the little tassel things in the back. It just doesn't look super Deathstrokey to me.
I know. Like, I don't know if Ryan ever saw it, but Brandon, I know you saw Teen Titans Go to the movies. This looks like Deathstroke suit from that.
Sorry,
from that movie. I mean,
Alan,
it really
Deathstroke
does.
is not in Teen Titans Go. It's Slade.
Slade.
Dave, so would you guys
looks the exact same?
Yeah, would you guys want to see a blue and gray suit in a movie?
I could have seen Affleck's suit in blue and gray, and it would have looked.
What's funny is whenever Snyder first dropped that picture of Affleck in front of the Batmobile before, when BVS was in production. And this is kind of what happens on the internet. So many people did their own, because it was black and white. And so they did their own color versions just to guess what the color suit would look like. And one of the blue and gray ones that somebody did, I actually did like, but I don't know how it works live action in terms, I don't even, when you're thinking about these characters, I don't know. Some of even Keaton's big yellow symbol, you know,
Right. I agree.
Not very
the
stealthy.
I think if
element
you're-
gets removed when you
If you're
have this
gonna
thing.
do something like that, I think it's something where like it's not like blue, but it's like a very dark navy.
Yeah,
where, like it's
sure.
almost
And see,
or, like
that's-
it
yeah,
maybe
I can
in
see
certain
that.
lights you catch
Basically,
like,
what you're
blue.
saying is what they ended up making his super
Yeah.
in the
Pretty
Justice
much.
League promotions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. But yeah, like
Accurate.
the I have a statue somewhere in my.
I would agree with
stuff.
that, Nani. That's a good call. That's kind of
It looks like a Bane, like that mouth part looks like Bane's
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 thing.
But yeah, the Jim Lee blue and gray was always one of my favorite suits from the comics.
Yeah.
So yeah, big fan.
Cool. Yeah, cool to see
Um,
this art, and so it's definitely like interesting.
This is
timing.
another one of those things where like these little things just keep kind of trickling out, and you're like, it's probably nothing. It's like 99% chance it's nothing, but maybe it's something.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah.
I reach it. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Ganella changing his stuff to Deathstroke. This stuff coming out.
Mhm.
Affleck maybe
some-
not dying in the Flash.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
I don't want to. I try to temper like my own like excitement and expectations. I've been burned so many times with this company. I'm just like, we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
So
Yep. You
when
remember the conversations we had after ZSJL came out? We were like, oh man, this is gonna crush, and like they're not gonna be able to stop anything. And then like the movie came out, and the weekend that it came out, they released that Hollywood Reporter piece that just like shot
Poured
everything
water
in the
on
foot.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that, Ryan. I remember that very well. It's funny. I was over at so speaking of Al, I was
We'll
at
try.
Al's house. I was at Al's house earlier, right before I got on the call here. And he and I and a buddy from work were watching Dune, and the opening Warner Brothers Water Tower sequence popped up, and I was just like, boo. And nobody was like, what? What? That's a long story. Al got it, but the other guy was like, what's wrong with you?
Nice.
It's warranted though.
All right. Moving kind of into the Batman world. It was announced that the Gotham PD spinoff is on hold / has evolved into kind of an Arkham Asylum focused show. Yeah, taking or forcing Al, you'd have to pay him. You have to pay him a lot.
Yeah. Oh, see,
Mm,
he's confirming.
yeah.
I thought
I'm
you
not
were,
lying,
I
guys.
thought you were just full of crap. I thought you were just full of crap.
Yeah, Dave, he's more of an ice cream guy than popcorn. You know, if you wouldn't buy so much ice cream.
You have to give him a really like. I tell you what, Dave, if you can get your hands on a Smashing Pumpkin, Al can confirm this in the comments. I think it's the Gish. It's either Gish or Infinite Sorrows or whatever it is. One of those he's trying to get, but it's super rare and hard to get. That vinyl pressing, you can get that to him. He might watch it, maybe.
Maybe.
But let's be honest.
And
watch
if
it
we
while
can
he's
get-
sleeping.
And if
be
we can
honest,
get Warner Brothers to make the movie, there's that whole thing.
We don't really want him. to
Yeah,
watch it.
here's the thing, Dave. We've learned this with Al. It's better that he hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
It really is. It really is. Trust me.
it's better for everyone.
There is no win here.
Just leave him be. It's fine.
There you go.
Siamese dream. Okay, there you go. So I was wrong.
2 ice creams and Smashing Pumpkins. He can't turn that down.
Mhm.
Al's dad's watching right now.
Taken.
He's like, "Damn it, boy!"
But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's not really super surprising that they're gonna go this route. I'll be honest. I lost even before seeing the Batman. I lost a lot of interest in the Gotham PD thing after the Terrence Winter that was a part of it that ended up stepping away for creative differences.
Yeah.
So that kind of poured a little water on that for me. But this could be interesting. But we'll see. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'll watch it for sure.
Definitely more keen to watch this than other DC
yeah.
TV shows.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Alan.
I mean, tomato, whatever. I haven't even seen the Batman.
He's gonna watch them all. It doesn't matter.
That's right, Alan. You still haven't even seen the movie.
Nope, I haven't.
You're the one.
I'm a terrible dad. I'm not even taking my kids to the movies while my wife's out of town. That interferes with my screwball time.
Yeah, there you go. Basement Blues would watch it.
Don't you watch? Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I would love an Arkham-centric show or anything, really. That's something that we haven't gotten a lot live action is a lot of Arkham time. So,
yeah,
little glimpses here and there.
I don't know what. I'd be interested to see if Batman's involved in this, and if so, to any to what extent? Because I don't know, like. I guess it'd be a way to introduce a ton of different villains, obviously. But I don't know. I don't know what the appeal.
It would save time for a sequel to the Batman if you've already gotten to know most of the villains, ahead of time. So yeah. I don't know. I would again reiterating what you guys said. I'd much rather watch that than I would a show about the Gotham PD for sure. Yeah,
it's definitely something new.
We know those guys. They're all dirty. We all know that.
Nani would also watch.
Yeah.
So what's this article here, Brandon? Expect more. I haven't even seen this.
So basically, there's an article about. I think it's kind of came off the coattails of Emmerich saying that they were doing more.
They've been saying
filmmaker-driven stuff going forward. Now they're going to take that approach.
They've been saying it forever. They just don't do it.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
They're cool with it until somebody does something. Then they're like, nope, you're not doing that.
But yeah, basically it was just saying that they're going to kind of, instead of trying to do, tie-in films, Easter, and again, stuff that they've said. They said that's one of the things that Ann Sarnoff said in that big puff piece right after Justice League or Snyder Cut came out. And so more movies like Joker and the Batman, which I'm all for. I'm happy to see any, like, at the end of the day, just like I was looking, or I had the kind of outlook for the Batman. I just wanted it to be a good movie. Every movie that I take the time to go see and spend money on, I want it to be good. So, and I don't want it to be a slave for the worse to another movie or a movie that's going to come after it.
Fall victim to the universe thing.
Yeah, and DC's kind of fell prey to that a lot. And a lot of studios really, but yeah. So I'm totally down and interested in any kind of take for any of these characters.
I feel like there's a certain type of movie that works better for this, like the less kind of mainstreamy takes on things. Like Wonder Woman 84 is a very mainstream movie. Suicide Squad's a very mainstream movie. Like I'd be more down for these two that you have here. That's something a little bit different than what we've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean these are really the only ones that we've gotten so far that aren't connected in some way or fashion to the DCEU, as it's been coined.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, Dave, with the Joker thing. You just wouldn't expect either of those two, Joaquin Phoenix being one of them, to be involved in something if they're not stoked about the material. So that's the only reason I'm intrigued in it. But yeah, like at face value, seems like that was a one and done.
Seems really like lightning in a bottle kind of thing with what happened with Joker. So I just don't know if you could capture that again.
Also, there are a lot of people that watched that movie that came out of the theaters and they were like, that was really dark. Like I don't.
Oh yeah.
Or yeah, like I don't want to see that again.
Yeah, I've actually only watched it once. One was good enough for me.
I've only seen it once.
But,
yeah,
really.
Yeah.
I've seen it a handful of times.
It's but Brandon, you're dark, so I wouldn't expect any less. So.
I hate dark stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I showed that movie to I think Al and I and my dad and 2 of his friends that are, a little older. We watched that, and after the movie was over, they were like, "Whoo!" that was something. I was like, "You like it?" And they're like, "I mean, that was a lot." I was like, "Well."
Yeah, so you're joking, but I gotta go find some of his old band pictures to put up for CiNEMACHiNE on Thursday. That's what I gotta do.
I can find one
because
I don't
just
do it.
There's some stuff on Facebook, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll find one. I'll share.
Love it.
That's really cool. I like to make fun of it. I sent one to you guys the other day. I think. No, I sent it to work. Yeah, I'll find something.
Basement Blues once was enough for me. Maybe I'll rewatch a few more. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, Tony.
Yeah. Well, Tony's got like 10,000 or so DVD. He can't watch them all more than once. So.
Don't worry, Nani. He's working on it.
Yeah, I'll get it to you.
He's working on it.
It may take a minute, but I'll get it.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk some vinyl because we all love our vinyl.
Yeah. We talked about this briefly, but I wanted to.
Yeah. The Batman soundtrack had a limited release last week of vinyl for the what's the composer's name again? Giacchino. I can't remember his last name.
I think it's Michael Giacchino or Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, everybody loves the score. That's what seems to be kind of the universal thing that people are praising when they leave the movie. And this is a very, very pretty set. Al and I were fortunate enough to be able to snag a couple of the limited run here. Pretty excited about that. And yes, I agree, Nani. They do some awesome stuff, especially on the vinyl side.
Have you?
Do you have patents and eyeliner, Brandon?
I might as well. Have. Okay, I think. Let me see.
Oh, nice. Tony watched the unboxing video I did for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that, check it out.
Yeah, it's on our YouTube channel. And Giacchino. Got it. Thank you,
Michael
Jake.
Giacchino. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, we need the phonetic spelling.
That's right. We're just a few Southern boys.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, Dave, you don't know what Mondo is. You need to go to is it Shop Mondo?
I think so.
Shop Mondo is the website. They're basically an art gallery, but they sell all kinds of kind of geeky. Mondo Shop.
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. You got to keep an eye on their stuff though, on their social, because when they release stuff, it sells out quick.
Mm-hmm. That you do.
Got another regular in the house.
What up?
What's up, Tizai?
All right, Brandon. Sorry.
All right, Nani.
Let's see. Let's
get ready, Nani.
Do it.
Emo Brandon. Let's do it. Oh, it's so good. I love it.
I don't know. What am I looking at?
I don't know. Oh.
I'm thinking, Dad made me turn my guitar down. Ooh.
God, I need my guitar.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Stop trying to relate to me,
There's
Dad.
There's more of that somewhere. But, yeah.
Oh man. Definitely
You're
Converse.
looking at your shoe.
Definitely
That's
Converse.
Yeah, look at my shoes. Yeah,
it. There you go.
that's what I'll say.
They're untied. That was it.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. It was a stage. It was a phase, guys. Okay,
That's okay, Brandon. We all have
Just
them.
a
We all
phase.
have them. I think they still have a few on their site actually for 200. I think it's 200. If you want to check that out, if that makes any difference for you.
yeah.
Rain is in the house. What's up?
What's up?
What is up? But yeah, I'm excited to get that in. It'll ship in a few months, but yeah, that like I mentioned, that was one of the things leaving the Batman where I was like, that's very solid. Very, very solid.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, we all have these faces, Brandon. Don't feel bad, Brandon.
I'm not ashamed of them. I wear them proudly.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Look, we're all Snyder fans, okay? We know we're all in the minority with everything. We get made fun of all the time.
Oh man, listen.
Used to it.
Everything I love, people make fun of, so it's fine.
I get it. I get
Used
it.
to it.
Creed, yeah. True.
Yep.
True.
It's true.
All right, let's talk about the kind of the biggest news of this last week. The massive film slate shift for WB DC.
Hope I got
Basically,
these dates right. There were a lot.
yeah, about what 4 weeks after they released the year of
2022
DC
trailer.
Yeah, the year of DC 2022 trailer.
Yeah.
They made it 2023.
I wonder if they're still rolling that. They probably are.
That's a good question. In front of the
That's what I was
Batman,
gonna
because they played it in front of the Batman.
Yeah.
And
Or at
maybe,
least in our screening they did.
they cross out the year.
Yeah, they pulled it like 3 days later when they made the announcement. There you go.
Ann Sarnoff, hashtag restore my career.
Poor Anne. And
Could be the start
Ann's-
of a rough time for Ann's career today.
go
Let's
up.
see.
She's updating her LinkedIn right now. So
Ooh.
give
Well,
her a
Ann is
follow.
here.
Yeah, it's interesting because we had some shuffles, obviously. I think Super Pets may have moved a little bit. I don't remember if it moved or maybe it moved up.
I think that one and Shazam moved up.
Yes. And then Black Adam got pushed, as did Aquaman and Flash. So
Yeah.
It's interesting that
Which makes
Flash
the
got
Shazam
pushed
thing
back
makes
as
so
far as
much
it did.
sense. We've talked about it on here. Like, as far as all these movies, it felt like that was the one that was the furthest along in production, but the release
Mhm.
date was like the last.
Yeah, I mean, David F. Sandberg had even said that, it's just a matter of they're not trying to oversaturate. It's just, scheduling wise, they needed to have some distance between things. And
Yeah.
but it's a shame. It kind of sucks for him that he's got to go up against Avatar too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I
but
love
at
his
least-
tweet.
At least
tweet
he's
was
having
great.
fun with it. Yeah, at
Yeah.
least he's having fun with it.
Because
He
you
said
know
something
that,
like poor James Cameron must be shaking in his boots.
yeah, I love that.
Guy's awesome.
You know that
You don't follow him at Pony Smasher on Twitter. He's worth a follow. And
Absolutely.
But
I can
go
see,
ahead, man.
them. Okay, so Aquaman did great in the December month when it came out, but it didn't have any competition really, and so they weren't gonna kind of risk any like sharing the box office with Avatar, putting them up against each other. So like, all right, well, Batman just did great in March, so let's push it to March,
Yeah.
and then let's kind of feed Shazam 2 to the wolves.
Mhm.
Those six-legged wolves from Avatar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will say I'm very much excited for the Super Pets thing. I'm not a
Me
big
too.
fan of as Brandon knows and Alan knows, generally not a big fan of that type of animation, but I actually really like Secret Life of Pets. So I'm excited to see probably essentially a DC version of that.
Seems like it.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know what that means for
Alice
that's
movies
okay.
don't get release dates.
They're just like, hey, this is out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Or hey, this came out last week. You know,
Go watch it
like-
if you want to drive. If you want to drive 2 hours, yeah.
It's interesting that Flash got pushed back so far, and we did hear that Black Adam's doing some either reshoots or pickups or whatever. I don't know what they're calling it. They always have some sort of PR speak. So
You never know what to believe with that, like,
Yeah.
because they're not going to say that it's, yep, this movie's in trouble.
yeah,
Look at this stinker. There we go. Let's do something about this.
We got to do something. Yeah.
but
But yeah, the Flash thing, that I agree, Brandon. That's kind of was the biggest
that's a big
takeaway.
It's a year.
Yeah. Yeah. And this movie,
And it's not COVID related. This is there's some sort of,
Yeah.
This is.
I would be lying if I didn't in my mind kind of take into account the fact that a Flash movie has been in development for like 8 or 9 years now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like
This is just one of those movies where you're like, is this could be really, it could be good, but also it could be really bad.
Yeah. It's the same. I mean, that and Black Adam, they're like running neck and neck for the longest, development of a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 20 years in Gotham situation. Yeah.
That's what being a Snyder fan's like.
It's true.
But yeah, I don't know. That was pretty shocking how big of a pushback that move was for the Flash.
I agree. We'll see what it means. You have to imagine that there's. I mean, not to imagine. You just hear. Obviously, we have a very filtered feed on the CAPECAST Twitter, and so
What?
we live in a bubble, and that bubble tells us, "Hey, you know what I'm hearing? We're hearing that this guy might be coming back, and we'll get to that in a second." But so you
It
hear
may
a lot
be,
of
Jake.
stuff.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
Which
you never know.
hopefully it is, because I actually like New Mutants. So
I wouldn't say
I would like
hopefully
to-
it is.
I would like
New
to like
Mutants
that
was,
movie.
was not as bad as I expected it to be. It was there were
It was-
parts that were really enjoyable.
it
But
was
I want the Flash
better
to be a lot
yeah.
better than that.
Well, I don't know. Discovery did just buy them, so let's see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, we will see.
And then we had a I heard bubbles. Nice, man. That's good.
That's great.
Good.
Well,
She's
You gonna-
she's starting to freak out about some news that was busted.
Yeah,
I was gonna recommend some liquor that she could try out, to get her through these times, but it seems like she might have already found it.
Screwball.
just make sure you pick your head out of the water before those bubbles run out.
Yeah, that's important. That is important.
Um,
Kind of related.
Yeah,
in the
well,
way
it
that
is
we
related.
talk about it. Grace Randolph.
Insert
basically.
Dave Pena's Grace drop.
There you go.
I can't ever hear Grace's name without thinking of that drop.
Yeah. Dave likes turtles.
I like turtles.
My golden parachute has some holes in it. Drinking. Okay. Sounds like Bubbles' comment kind of gave that a dead giveaway, but
Yeah. Uh-huh.
she basically said that she's hearing that Ben Affleck does not die in the Flash after all, and mentioned how amazing it is that the SnyderVerse fans managed to stay alive.
Yeah.
And also had a little note there that the Discovery merger and the long time till release could have some sort of impact. You never know.
Yeah. This was a day where Ryan was like getting his tinfoil hat on a lot.
Hey, like I said, I rewatched the movie this last weekend. I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'm in like full on I fell off the wagon, like Alan said. So I am I'll take any rumor, whatever. Just give me some confirmation bias and I'm good to go.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of the thing that when I saw this tweet, I was like, all right, is this just a well-timed, because she does this from time to time.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, kind of stoke the fire a little bit, and she's smart. So it's hard to know when to take her super serious or if she's just kind of gaslighting the fandom. But
cockroaches don't die.
Yeah, that's what we are. I'm again hopelessly optimistic.
Yeah,
that is me in a nutshell when it comes to this. I'm
a big and again, hopelessly optimistic, but I'm generally a believer of some sort of if there's smoke, there's fire. Who knows what that fire is? It could be totally, immaterial, but
yeah. And then you see, I don't even know who was the guy that was posting. Like, anybody want to hear some crazy news that I can't share much, but I'll share what I can. It was teasing.
Who was that?
I don't even remember. He's like a executive, like a producer or something. When I looked at his Instagram page, I don't remember who he was.
Yeah.
But it had Snyder and Justice League imagery paired with some other hashtags. That
is this the guy who was maybe connected to Rebel Moon?
Could be.
Yeah. But yeah.
A lot of that's going on right now. So it's like, all right. It's hard to decipher, like, all right, again, gaslighting, or is this real stuff? So
because other people, it's not the most difficult thing to understand that it's very easy to take advantage of this fan base because we'll take anything.
Yeah, I mean, I could say my source says SnyderVerse is restored, and my source is right.
CAPECAST blows up. Maybe that's what we should have done.
Should have. I know a few channels that have done that.
Yes, that is true.
So, yeah. But you can always count on us to know nothing. So
yeah. Zero.
We guarantee it.
Our biggest connection to the industry is Alan's wife.
Yep. And Chris, he's been in a few movies.
Yeah.
True.
And old Hawkeye over there.
Yeah. Or Matt Murdock, whichever one.
Yeah.
Whichever one. But all right, let's shift gears a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit of Marvel across the pond.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the old Netflix series are making the transition over to Disney Plus with some parental controls. People lost their minds about it, which is whatever.
Mm-hmm. And has it actually happened yet?
Yeah, today I think, or tomorrow.
I think Defenders. Yeah, somebody posted about Defenders moving over.
Gotcha.
But this is cool. Like, I don't know. It kind of gives me more. We've obviously seen Matt Murdock back in the fold with Spider-Man. Spoilers. But maybe some of these other characters, Punisher, Jessica Jones, maybe you could get some second life.
It's so interesting that this even happened. I just assumed that Netflix footed the bill for these shows. But maybe not, or maybe
I kind of did too, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it.
And they may have, and Marvel and Marvel and Disney just said, you know what, we want them back. Here's some money, and that was it,
Yeah, I know. Didn't you? Both of you guys returned to a few of these recently. I know Alan did. Ryan, did you return? Yeah,
Daredevil.
Yeah,
just a great watch.
It is,
and it was worth it just to get Nani to see it.
Yeah, well,
worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're gonna live on Disney Plus, and I know everybody assumed the interesting thing is that they didn't go to Hulu, which is where they've kind of used in the States at least as their more mature content umbrella. So
say what you want, man. It's about Marvel movies. It is amazing what they've been able to do as far as kind of like cultivating this universe, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
if you were to look back in 2008 and look into the future now and like know all that they had done, your mind would just explode.
It's like with the Netflix stuff though, I'm trying not to kind of like the tinfoil hat stuff with the SnyderVerse. I'm trying not to read too much into some of the shows, especially because they also brought Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back on the Disney Plus. It wasn't on there either, and I don't believe they're bringing that back. So like that, I don't think they're going to bring them all back, but a few of them.
Yeah, I guess the only
points,
substantial part of that, and the difference would be that this is a property that they seemingly didn't own, and now they do.
Also, I mean,
and obviously seeing Matt Murdock and Spidey, and the Punisher, or not Punisher, but Kingpin.
It's the rated R content more than anything else. Like I feel like that gives more, I don't know, more credence to the potential of these folks returning.
Right. So it's cool.
True. Marvel did trust their creators. Good for them. And they also have a great creative helming everything.
It's such a it's such a stupid concept. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they. I mean,
now that I'm saying it, I feel like Feige is the creative. They trust Feige.
Here's the thing: they have a clear vision of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Versus the way that they tried to go about on the DC side, they tried to have their cake and eat it too. They're like, yeah, we're studio-driven studio. Or a filmmaker-driven studio, and we're gonna have our that is true. Now, we're gonna have our filmmakers have this interconnected universe, but we're gonna let the directors come in and have their own take and do all these things, and they realize really quickly you can't do that.
Yeah, it's the same thing they're doing with the multiverse. Like they're just trying to use the multiverse to their advantage and not,
I mean, they basically just made the sandbox, and they were like, okay, these are the walls. You've got to stay inside of this, but you can kind of
the walls are as far as they possibly can be apart. Yeah. So as long as you stay in here,
you just got to stay in here.
I think 30 inches is code.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hats aren't stylish, Alan. So just so
you've never seen Alan with a tinfoil hat.
That's true.
I can rock it.
Speaking of rated R or Disney, potentially Disney content. Deadpool 3's finally got a director. I feel like this one's kind of been floating in the ether forever. At this point with the merger and whatnot. And it is the Free Guy and Adam Project, Sean Levy. And Brandon, you just watched. Go ahead.
Oh, he also did Real Steel, and he's part of Stranger Things. He's a kind of a showrunner type producer on Stranger Things. But I like this guy a lot. I've listened to a lot of interviews with him. And as far as directorial stuff, I enjoy Real Steel. I enjoyed Free Guy, and I really enjoyed the Adam Project.
And he's really looking forward to another movie that he can watch with his dad and have his dad love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to be it.
I don't think so. But they seem to have a good thing.
I'd be shocked if Ryan Reynolds would be down to do a PG-13 Deadpool. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would hope that it's rated R, but just the fact that they did that PG-13 cut gives me a little I mean, that was obvious. That was obviously them trying to show Disney whenever that buyout was happening that, hey, we can do this too.
And I actually took Cal to the theaters to go see Once Upon a Deadpool. And I will say that it was 10 times better than Deadpool 2 was. Once Upon a Deadpool was a far better movie, in my opinion. And it wasn't because it was PG.
10 times, Alan.
10 times better.
Okay.
It was huge.
That's a lot of times.
It was honestly just, I didn't like Deadpool 2 nearly as much as I did the first one anyway. But the Fred Savage stuff, having him duct taped into the bed and telling him the story through the whole thing, that just added something to it. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I did.
Well, that's interesting.
See, I did love Ryan Reynolds' tweet when this came out, because he's obviously done Free Guy and the Adam Project with Sean Levy. He said, "The third film in my Sean Levy trilogy will be a little bit more stabby."
Yeah. He's the
Ryan
best.
Reynolds fashion. Yeah.
I'm excited for it. So
he did have a pretty cool little little video that came out in an interview where he mentioned that he is determined to get Hugh Jackman in the fold with a Deadpool movie.
Well, he said in a movie. He didn't say Deadpool, I don't believe.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, that was my headcanon.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah. He said that he's gonna make it happen as far as the two of them having an actual film together.
But they already did it once, didn't they? With Free Guy, technically.
Voice, but not. You know, they're not on the screen face to face. So, but I would kill to have. You remember that rumored Deadpool Wolverine road trip buddy cop type movie that they were talking about doing?
It'd be fantastic. Man. Yeah.
I would have loved to see that. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, I mean, I would still love to see it. And that's the thing, like Hugh Jack, you don't have to have. I know that he's like he's older now. He's tired of having to get in that kind of shape. But just keep him in clothes. You don't have to, be fit, but you don't have to have any of the like typical Wolverine bursting out of water.
300 Zack Snyder 300 him. You know, just paint the abs on digitally.
Yeah, just do some CG.
Yeah.
Dave
says, "Let me." Go ahead, Al.
No, we'll answer this and then I'll go into mine.
Dave said, "Let me ask you guys: do you think it's possible to make hardcore comic movies PG-13, talking about IPs like Punisher?" I feel like we just saw it with Batman, in a sense.
But we saw it, but it wasn't. And I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but I felt like it was so subpar because they couldn't go that extra mile when it came to the
gore and stuff. Yeah, I mean, like combat and stuff though still felt really like brutal.
Right, but I think maybe what blood and gore and the violence aspect, the true dark and gritty aspect, I think is harder to do well, especially for a Punisher.
Certainly Punisher, specifically is a tough one. There's just so much of the character that's rooted in brutality.
Yeah. I wouldn't really want to see a PG-13 Punisher.
I agree.
A lot of that comes
knowing that it's owned by Disney, because I feel like if it's PG-13 by Disney specifically, it's going to be really PG-13.
Moon Knight's going to tell us a lot. That's really kind of where my eggs are all in the Moon Knight basket right now. If they can pull it off, but I can I guess sacrifice some of the blood and gore if it means that they're part of the connected universe.
Sure.
But there's got to be something there, and you got to have some brutality there because those characters don't exist without it. So you got to have some, but I could do without pieces if it meant they were all in the same ship, so to speak.
Word.
Let's talk a little Doctor Strange 2. So Benedict Cumberbatch said that Doctor Strange 2 will be, quote, on the level of No Way Home. Let's hope he's not overpromising like Marvel has done with a lot of their shows recently.
Yeah, hopefully this isn't a what's his name? What's the guy that plays Vision? Can't think of his name. Remember when he was Paul Bettany? Yeah, he was talking about. I got to work with an actor I've always wanted, like teasing up this big reveal, and it was just him. But no, I mean, I suspect that it will be. You can't have a movie called. It would me. You can't have a multiverse of madness movie and not just go bonkers with IP.
Yeah.
So, and we already know by the trailer that even with Professor X being involved, and I feel like and hope they're gonna do the same thing that Sony did and kind of keep things close to the vest.
Yeah.
So
me too.
Even though my excitement level isn't quite as high, or not anywhere near as high as it was for the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
But I would like to. I mean, I did really enjoy the first Doctor Strange, and I've loved him and the other stuff he's popped up in. So I am excited to see this, and I'm excited that Sam Raimi is directing, and there's lots of things to be excited for. But in terms of what they've shown, it's like I feel like they're holding back.
Yeah.
So I would love for that to stay the case and to be really surprised at kind of what happens in the movie. Because there are definitely a lot of hints.
Yeah, and there's, I mean, and with this one, there haven't been nearly the leaks that there were with Spider-Man by this point. So, like,
yeah,
we really don't have a clue.
Sets.
Yeah, we really don't have a clue what's fixing to happen. So that's got me excited.
True.
Yep.
Shifting gears a little bit, but staying in the Disney realm. We talked a little Star Wars. It's kind of a big week last week with the Obi-Wan trailer and some stills that were released. But yeah, we got our first look at Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and he's looking very Vader-y.
Yes, seemingly back to tankish area, familiar.
He's in smoke in a lot of different steam in a lot of different locations.
It's a go-to. It's a go-to Vader look. And we can get to this later, but it's interesting. You know, I think I saw an article today that what's his name? God, I can never remember his name. I'm terrible with names. You probably learned this. I always want to call him Pedro, but it's not. And I think I've called him Pedro on the show before. What's the guy that is one of the Lucasfilm like creatives?
Filoni?
Dave Filoni. Why do I want to call him Pedro? I don't.
Pedro Filoni.
You maybe because he's Mandalorian or something.
Possibly Pedro Pascal. I don't know.
Pedro Filoni.
He was saying that there was an article that said that he was the one that came up with the idea to include Vader. I'd assumed it was an obvious thing that they were going to do whenever they announced the show that Vader would be introduced.
Yeah.
And they, we'll talk about it later, but they had a different route apparently they were going, and they kind of vote for Pedro. Nice. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, this as far as this shot, cool shot. I'm excited to see, even though I feel like it's like canonically, it's like, all right, this kind of breaks a little.
My mouse just died. You're gonna have to take that comment off.
Well, maybe we'll just leave it up.
There.
The whole episode. Congratulations, man. Enjoy the PR.
Yeah.
It breaks a little.
Alan, you may have to handle the comments, by the way.
I got you, man.
Right.
It's like covering my face every time. So I'm like, yeah, I'm like trying to look over.
As far as canon wise, with Obi-Wan saying the last time that you and I met, you were just a Padawan, or whatever he says in New Hope. Seeming like I don't know how they're going to do this, and maybe they just ignore it. I don't know how you kind of ride it away, but that being said, I am excited to see it, even if it does break some continuity stuff for me.
I was a little bit, and we've kind of got this in here with talking about how some of the earlier scripts were scrapped for being too dark with Darth Maul's potential involvement and whatnot. That was kind of the route that I was expecting them to go. And the route that I wanted a Kenobi story to go after seeing Solo.
Sure.
But we'll talk about it, obviously.
Oh, that's the thing, though. Great. Could just be a little misdirection.
I hope so, man. It would be cool to. Chopped down his master right in front of him. There's some fun to be had there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's the case. But this whole thing always bugs me whenever I hear a studio say, "Oh yeah, we don't want to go too dark." Like, do it, go dark.
I know. I hate reading articles like this, especially after or before things come out. It's just like, what are you doing? Like,
when you hear
the only thing you're doing is like pushing people. Like that does nothing for.
Yeah. You're throwing
Bring
water
people
on the
in.
you're throwing water on the fire, dude.
You're not. It's not like you're like bringing in the people who would love
Yeah.
Happy Go Lucky. Like they're gonna watch it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Disney show.
Don't pull an Ann Sarnoff and throw water on the fandom.
Right.
It's not what you do.
It's no positive.
Yeah, it only just puts that little germ in your head, like, oh, there was some,
we're doing this
they
again.
were a little unsure about things, and now that they had to retool, and sometimes it works out. I mean,
being rewrites now, huh?
We just rewrite
it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but I'm still, and we'll get to the trailer later, but still excited for the show. But I don't like hearing that they're afraid.
It's just unnecessary. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It don't help. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then you already mentioned it earlier, but there was also that article that Ray Park had signed on, and everything was a go for Darth Maul, and then before they even rolled cameras, they scrapped all that.
Scrapped it. Yeah.
I wonder if it's because of Ray Park's dick pic that came out and all that controversy, and they're like, "Oh, we got to get away from this."
He said, "I saw Ray. I saw your lightsaber."
I wouldn't. I'd be lying if I said that didn't come into pop into my head when I saw this stuff.
Popped in, you say?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. Oh, we're children.
Yeah.
It doesn't
We
take
work with
much.
children.
Brandon, don't you start reciting lines from that film.
Sorry.
I work with children.
Yeah, I mean, like you though, I would have loved to, and hopefully we will. Hopefully it's something that will, it's like,
And Alan,
yeah, we're not doing this. Look over here.
Throw that comment up there from Dave. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. There's just so much, like his master being murdered in front of him, the all the younglings being slaughtered, him trying to keep these kids alive. Like, I don't know. It's just ripe for some really cool stuff.
Yeah. They also talked about Luke having a part, maybe a bigger part, maybe
You can soundbite that. Drop.
Luke doing or Obi-Wan having like another like Long Wolf and Cub type story with Luke.
Yeah.
And kind of felt like it, which I kind of agree with. Kind of could feel too similar to Mandalorian story.
Sure.
So
But bring
me that darkness.
Trailer of the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not getting it from DC other than the Batman. So
Yeah,
give it to me.
Yeah. And then one more Star Wars bit.
Pop her up.
David Lindelof, who I love, is rumored to be attached to some Star Wars project.
This could be awesome as long as they let him do his thing.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I worry about.
People are indifferent about Lindelof because of Lost, I think.
Yeah,
but I still love Lost. I enjoy it. It was a fun show, and I loved the conversation it generated. And I don't know. I know a lot of people didn't think they stuck the landing, and maybe they didn't, but I still enjoyed the journey, so to speak. But then going from that, I thought I enjoyed Star Trek Into Darkness, which he wrote. I enjoyed what he ended up doing with like the rewrites for World War Z, and I freaking love The Leftovers on HBO and love the Watchmen series he did. So, and he is a geek, and so I would love to see him touch Star Wars.
Sure.
So I hope this comes to fruition because that would be really cool. I know that he is in that J.J. Abrams camp of like like Easter eggs, mystery boxes, and things like that. And I love that stuff. I know a lot of people have a problem with it, but that's my jam. So.
But not Brandon.
Nope, not I. Alan, you a Lindelof fan?
I don't know. Some of the stuff you had mentioned was all good, but I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm happy with whoever they put in as long as they let them do their thing,
Yeah.
But Disney seems to roll that way.
I was also excited for Benioff and Weiss Star Wars project, but they got booted or creative differences, whatever.
Whatever that means.
Kathleen Kennedy loves laying down that axe.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if the movie's done. She's like, nope, start over.
Shut her down.
Who can I call? Ron Howard, get in here.
Yeah. That's Ryan, you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out my mouse situation.
Gotcha.
Ryan's got a mouse problem. Infestation.
You know what you gotta do? You gotta send a cat in there.
Yeah. A couple cats. Well, I'll keep going. You figure out what's going on with your mice. Well, a thing that excites me, I don't know about you guys, but they did announce that they're doing a God of War live action series, and it's coming to Prime. Either of you familiar or have played any of the God of War installments?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Man, Ryan, you've got to play. Now that you have a PS5,
Arkham. You got to play Arkham.
Yeah, I would. I'm not going to say go back and play the earlier God of War games because they are dated at this point. They did do a remaster of the third one, which would be it's a really good game. But but the one that just come out, the Norse mythology one, is freaking awesome.
Gotcha.
And definitely worth your time. But yeah, and I don't know what they're going to focus. Kratos he's Greek mythology, as far as how the franchise has been up until now. Now he's ended up somehow into this Norse mythology world, but still has his Greek past. So there's a cool little hook to it. But yeah, the game is awesome. I'm interested to see how they approach the live action show, but it's been something it's like kind of similar to like the Halo stuff, something that's been like, or Gears of War, like they've been trying to make these live action versions, just haven't quite pulled the trigger on it yet. And now with how popular streaming shows are, it feels like a lot of these things are starting to happen because they can do them long form. And that's kind of what you would want, I would think, for something like this. So I'm excited for it. Any comments from you?
Yeah,
guys?
I'm excited for it too.
So you haven't played it, so I assume you don't have much.
I just don't have any.
I'm glad you ran with that one, Brandon. Because I didn't really have anything to go with it.
Well,
thanks for your help.
As long as they give it because it would need a big budget considering the scale of the show and scope. So hopefully it'll be Lord of the Rings of Power level. Actually, Ryan, you haven't even commented on our show about the trailer. That's how long it's been since you've been here for a news week.
Well, suffice it to say, it's a lot dated at this point, but I'm absolutely stoked for that. To be honest with you, it's the thing I'm looking forward to the most that's in queue, movies or TV shows.
Yeah.
I will say that this Obi-Wan trailer that we just talked about, I've probably watched the most since the Snyder Cut trailer. So I'm very, very, very pumped about that show. But yeah, the Lord of the Rings stuff looks great. Very, very excited for it.
Agreed. I guess, I don't know if I think there may have been another trailer since I had this on here. But there was a Morbius trailer. Has there been a second or a third Morbius trailer that's popped?
So I'm done with Morbius trailers because I've seen like a million of them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I will say this.
You keep showing me stuff.
I will say this. Subsequent trailers have upped my curiosity with this movie. And I haven't watched all of them. I think I did watch the first two. Yeah. But I think there's a third one out now. So
that's good. That's good to know. I'm definitely still interested in seeing it. I just have, given the delays and Sony's track record,
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be one I'm going to go out to the theater.
And still partying.
Oh, nice. Still with us.
Long into the night.
I don't know if it's one that I'll make a trip out of the theater. My nephew does want to see it. He's excited for it. So that may be the thing that gets me out. So I may
we'll
end up.
definitely be, Katie and I will definitely see it in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan, you going to see it in theaters?
Yeah, I think
Alan hasn't even seen the Batman in theaters yet.
Well,
You're going to see Morbius?
I mean, I've listened to you guys talk about the Batman. I don't know. I want to go see
man,
it. You know?
do not let us stop you from seeing the Batman.
I know
Like, everybody loves
Brandon,
it.
Brandon
Everybody
told me
loves
the
it.
same thing. Brandon told me the same thing. I don't know. I'll see it. Dude, they should have never told me that it's coming out on April 16th on HBO Max. That's like a month, and I'll just sit and watch it in my living room. I mean, why would I go to the theaters? You know, but no, we'll talk about it in a little while, but Cal and I are binging the Spider-Man animated series, and Morbius has been on like the past 8 episodes, so it's got him excited. Cool. It's got him excited for it.
That was my first. That was my first exposure to the character. It's a really cool. He's awesome in that show.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I think at least Cal and I don't know if Trey and Mandy really care that much about it, but yeah.
Word. Well, I'll tell you what, Alan. If y'all do end up seeing it, let me know. We can have a kiddo in tow screening.
Cool.
The theater in Anderson.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then we talked about this a little bit earlier with the dates shifting and stuff, but they had that Batman centric, Ace centric trailer for DC League of Super Pets, and
is this the one that they played before the Batman?
Yeah. So I'm excited for this. And obviously I have the Kid connection, but
I would agree. Is this one? This is theatrical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. But yeah, looks good. So I was already on board just because of loving animation, and it's a good excuse to take the kid out to see a movie. And
sure.
Yeah, it definitely. Obviously, there's the Secret Life of Pets vibe going on. Obvious connection there. But you got the DC character tie-ins, and this, I guess, was the reveal that Keanu was playing Batman. So that's cool.
That was awesome. Yeah.
And I think John Krasinski is voicing Superman.
He's Superman. So yeah. So that's a cool one too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good voice talent. So will be fun. And of course, you've got The Rock and Kevin Hart. They can't not do movies together. So.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. I mean,
but anyways, did you guys see this DMZ trailer that dropped? I think it was.
I did. When is it coming out on it? I saw something on HBO Max about it earlier today, so I don't think it's out yet, but I don't remember the date. But yeah, it looks pretty. They premiered it at South by Southwest.
Mandy sent me. Mandy this week.
Yeah, Mandy
17th.
sent me a picture of Benjamin Bratt walking down the sidewalk.
Is this
it's like, hey, yeah.
Is this the Duvernay thing, or is that something else?
I can't
remember if it's connected.
No, I think that's a Naomi, right?
Mm.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Naomi.
that's what that is.
No, I don't know a lot about this project. I watched the trailer and I love Rosario Dawson anything, but I don't know. This trailer didn't do much for me. It seemed like a budget post-apocalyptic,
So it is.
It seemed more. It didn't scream HBO quality. It screamed like CW quality to me.
It says Ava DuVernay's DMC is thrilling, terrifying, and a Trojan horse for America in 2022.
Oh, interesting.
So I guess she is involved.
Yeah.
Right on. So I'm guessing Ryan didn't watch the trailer. Alan, did you say you watched the trailer?
I did. Mandy, like I said, Mandy sent me something the other day. They were premiering like the first episode, I think, at the Paramount Theater there in Austin. And she didn't go to it, but she sent me pictures of them like getting interviewed by the press or whatever. So I pulled up the trailer then. Actually, I had not really paid it much attention. I knew it was a DC project. I just had not really paid it much attention. Yeah. But I'm like you. I love me some Rosario Dawson. So
yeah,
I'll probably check it out for sure.
We have to report back because the trailer didn't do much for me.
It's got her in it. That's all it needed to do for me.
Yeah. Well,
Alan's got a crush.
she's not hard to look at.
Dude.
That is true.
and hey, Benjamin Bratt's in it too. He's not too bad himself.
Cool. And then Ryan, you can tell us all about this one because you watched it so many times.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. The Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. Yeah, all right, come on. Like, how can you not fall in love with the trailer that revives Duel of the Fates? It's impossible. It's impossible.
I said
and that's one of the things that kind of led me to believe that maybe Maul was going to be involved, but then like 2 days later. 3 days
Again,
later,
man, I don't know.
Hey, I hope you're right. I'm just trying to be.
It could be the werewolf.
I'm trying to do what you tell me to do, Brandon. Try and.
No, definitely don't get your hopes up. Don't do that.
But you go beyond not getting your hopes up. You say you like set your expectations like way low, and then just.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is by necessity though, because I know what heartbreak feels like.
Yes, Nani, this is true. This also looks like it'll probably end up being a Mondo thing. I'll pick up if the trailer was any indication of the score, which I imagine it is. To some extent.
Any high points in like any specific? I know that
all
you
of
love the
it,
whole thing, but
I had no low points. I'm excited that they're bringing in the Inquisitors.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that is in a lot of the non-movie material, specifically like Old Republic games.
Yeah, it's a big part of the Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order game.
Yeah,
a few different Inquisitors in that game that you come into contact with. And I think I mentioned this on CiNEMACHiNE. We talked about it briefly, but the whole Trilla stuff in the concept art got me excited. But I don't know. I think they may have subbed her for a different one.
Yeah. Annie G, I totally understand. You talk to the physical media folks, so we get you. Got to, and Al can tell you how to put that in a plastic bag. There's
any help?
There's a video on our YouTube channel.
I mean, and so the other interesting thing is I saw an article about this today about Obi-Wan and how maybe they could be doing some crossover stuff with Jedi Fallen Order because there is another Jedi Fallen Order sequel coming out. They haven't announced when, or I don't think they've announced anything in terms of footage, but I wonder if they're going to have some tie-in stuff because they've already kind of teed up. I don't know if it was specifically BD1, the little droid that you have in that game, but he was in Boba Fett. Could have been a different model.
There's so much material between those two movies, non-movie material, and between 3 and 4. It's kind of hard not to overlap in some form or fashion.
Well, the character that you play as in Fallen Order should still be around during this time. I think Fallen Order takes place like 4 or 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. And spoilers, he doesn't die in the game, so he's at least alive at the end of the game. So I don't know. And they could, I mean, Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah. Mahogany Man.
What is am I saying the right? What's the guy that plays
I think you're thinking
Mary.
of Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Yeah, is his name Dominic? Well, this guy's name's something similar. I don't remember what it is. That's why I stopped. I was like,
this is like the 4th time in this episode that Brandon's not being able to remember the name.
He's the guy that played Joker in Gotham.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so and they I mean they use his likeness completely. Cameron Monaghan is his name.
Got it. Cameron Mahogany.
That guy. I know you.
Samsonite. That was way off.
That was way off.
Grand Inquisitor, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much material to pull. You're sitting right in between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogies. There's so much stuff you can pull from either direction. So it'll be fun to, and they're not shying away from, obviously with this like Boba Fett show and whatnot, they're not shying away from prequel stuff. So that, like I said, Maul stuff's intriguing.
I think Filoni is a avid fan. Pedro, he's a big fan of
Filoni
prequel stuff, so he's going to inject as much of that as he can, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is Deborah Chow being the actual director from beginning to end. I think that'll benefit the show. She was a great director on Mandalorian. So
that is a cool. I'm interested to see. All these shows have kind of taken that like director by committee approach with each episode. It'll be cool to see something that really feels cohesive all the way through in that sense.
Fluid story all the way.
And also, this trailer, more than any Marvel show or any Star Wars show, really any major IP show that I've watched, looked more cinematic than any of those. This looks like a movie, a feature. Like, it looks good.
It definitely didn't give me that like we made this in the volume feel that Mando and Boba can feel like at times.
Right.
So that was good. Good to see. I mean, it could have been, but it doesn't feel that way as much. So,
but suffice it to say, I'm super excited for that. And now we're talking about it. I'll probably watch the trailer again after we get off the show.
I'm watching it right now.
Nice. There you go. You got me beat, Brandon.
Yeah. What's up?
What up?
Cool. We got a few more trailers to get to.
I don't know if you're a reader, Dave, but you should check out some of the Star Wars books as well. They are good.
Also,
burp. She's drinking.
It's gonna be sad to see you go. You'll have to come back and see us. And
no, she's not going anywhere. She'll be here. She'll hang around.
This is it. She's drinking herself to death. I can't say I blame her. But I was gonna say
I watched Peacemaker too.
It's also cool to see Joel Edgerton.
That one. That's one of those that like. That's what's so cool about this show. They kind of fell into so much awesome like timeline, actors being the perfect age, kind of finding themselves. Like, 'cause he was super young when he was in that movie,
right?
And now it'll be cool. It looks like he's gonna get some more like focal narrative in this show. So,
and then the girl from the cult that escaped, that played was it Ruth? What's her name? What's
the cult that escaped?
The Nexium cult. Bonnie something.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. She is in this.
Yeah. And there's like Kamel and Johnny's in it, and there's a few other. I think Ice Cube's son is in it.
Nice.
So handful of people.
Dave, I will tell you to start with the Thrawn trilogy. Heir of the Empire is the first book, and it is great. That series is great. You'll be like, I will say you'll read it and you'll be like, I don't understand what they're doing. Why don't they just make a Star Wars movie or show about this trilogy? But it's certainly worth the read. I think Nani reads the Star Wars books too. She has mentioned that before. She can probably give you some good. The Darth Bane stuff is great. Brandon's like, stop talking about books. This is a movie show.
Never learned to read.
Yeah, Jedi Academy trilogy is great. But yeah, let's start with the Thrawn trilogy.
Bible.
Google the Thrawn trilogy. It'll tell you.
If you heard of the Bible, it's pretty long, but it's the only one that I've read some of.
There you go. Nice. She's getting the new High Republic books. Solid. Yeah, so stoked. Suffice to say. Go ahead, Brandon. Continue.
Nice. Yeah. Well, moving along. Did you guys see this latest Halo? Oh, no, not Halo. The Boys.
Whoa,
Sorry.
whoa.
I skipped it. Yeah, Joe. Did you see The Boys trailer? Season 3?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I can't remember who
Confused.
it was. I can't remember who it was in the text. They said that they loved the trailer style or something, or the music. Did somebody say that? Maybe it was a different group. I did not like the music in this trailer.
The trailer was extremely confusing to me. Like the reason I went back to do a rewatch was because I was like, did I miss something? Why is Butcher shooting lasers out of his eyes? Like, what is it? Did that happen and I don't remember it? So I went back and watched the whole freaking show just to make sure I didn't miss something. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm like,
I know you guys got that. You got that Man of Steel
Zack Snyder is the
vibe to that shot, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, what's the guy that does this show? He's a Snyder fan. Yeah, Kripke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's always cool to see. And I loved last year when they took that dig at Joss Whedon. That was great.
Yeah. But Soldier Boy's a new character, Jensen Ackles.
Mandy was so looking forward. Yeah, Mandy was so looking forward to seeing him, and then she got sick and ruined it all. I didn't get to see it.
Food poisoning.
Yeah. No, I dug the tone of the trailer. And I'm so excited to see this show. This is, I think, Ryan, I think we've talked about this. Alan, we may have talked about it with you too. I can't remember, but during the darkness that was, we're never going to get comic book content that we enjoy.
Yeah.
This was like the one that filled the void for us.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I'm really excited that this is coming back. And I told you guys that my favorite part was Homelander milking the cow. I love that part.
Yeah. And something cool, Nani's talking about Jensen Ackles. Kripke, he was like one of the bigs that started Supernatural. So he's the one that made the call and had him come into the show. And Mandy and I watched every season of Supernatural. So I'm excited to see Jensen as well.
I watched through like 7.
Just
season 6 or 7. I don't know.
Yeah, it went to a little bit of a weird patch there for a few seasons and picked it up there towards the end. But he was always solid. He was one of my favorite, characters. But
nice. I'm watching the trailer again. The cow part came up so good.
I was wondering what you were giggling at.
It was good. That's the heat vision and the
His
cow
face.
were the two highlights for me.
Man. He's so perfect as Homelander.
It's great. It's so great. Like I would love to see. Like they had to have been so stoked when if he came in for like to be like tested or screen tested or anything. They had to have seen him and been like, "Oh my god, this is it!" Like, you can leave. Like he walks in, you can leave. You're good.
You got the part.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So great. Cool. Any other thoughts on that trailer?
No, I'm ready for it. I'm glad that it's coming out. We can feel like that's one that we've been waiting for a date for forever with COVID and all that. Yeah.
Did it have a date in the trailer?
I thought it was June
3rd.
June 3rd. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. The one that I kind of jumped the gun earlier, buried the lead.
The Miss Marvel trailer. Oh no.
Halo had another trailer. This show's about to start, I believe. Decent buzz so far that I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched this trailer, but it's like this show looks better than it should look, in my opinion. Like it looks. If you played these games, like we'll see how it works out in terms of the story and. But it looks like a live action, like what you would want from a live action Halo movie. And especially, I was so like weary of it with it coming to Paramount Plus, and just didn't have a lot of faith in it. But man, it looks.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the first trailer, and that was the thing that I'm not a huge fan of the IP. I don't dislike it. I just was never
Yeah.
a big fan of it.
And
but it
I think
looks great. Yeah.
I've said this before. I don't really the story for the Halo games. I have no idea what's going on. No idea.
Yeah.
I play it for the gameplay, but
So it's
like,
good.
but as far as like a representation of like characters and the lore, the different factions, like the Flood and then the elites and the Spartans and all this stuff, like it just feels super genuine. And
who was it? Was it Brandon Davis on Twitter that was saying that he had seen the first 2 episodes? I think so. In Austin, and said that they were like true to the game. It felt like you were watching the game. It looked really awesome. He was pretty high on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks great. So I think I don't know if this is a weekly release thing or if they're releasing it all at once. I need to find that out because I do want to watch this. So I may have to just get some Paramount Plus for the extent of this show because it looks good. So
nice.
Cool.
And then last trailer.
Miss Marvel.
What'd you guys think about this? To be honest, I never got around to watching this. I added it to the list and I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch it before the show, and then time got away from me and I haven't yet.
I don't know. Alan, what do you
guys are going to have to talk about it?
I think it looked fun. I think it looked like something that Cal will like and that we'll enjoy watching together. I think we talked about it in the group text. It's got a Shazam, kid superhero vibe to it. But like I said, also some Diary of a Wimpy Kid going on there. And Cal's watched all those movies. So of course I watched them as well. So it's, I don't know, it's right up our alley. We'll definitely be watching it here.
I can appreciate them. Kind of step. This show definitely looks like it's different, at least trailer wise, style wise, looks very different from anything Marvel's done. So I can appreciate that. Another kind of like very family friendly show, which it is to be expected, I suppose, at this point. I don't. Then it's also on Disney Plus, not Paramount Plus. Come on, Brandon. I definitely. We'll end up watching it or trying it, but I don't think this is going to be one that we'll like weekly sit down for. It may be something where like comes out and runs and we watch it, or like maybe like a few weeks at a time we let it build up and give it a go. If we like it, we'll keep running.
And that could be us too. Cal's not a episodic, like he doesn't care. He'll wait till he can binge it. He'll lay down and watch every bit of it on a Saturday. That may be our case as well. Yeah.
And also to be fair, at some point that may become the case for all of these, for most people, for all of these Disney Plus shows, because the volume is just going to keep increasing and increasing and increasing. It's going to be less special every week. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that this will have its captive audience for sure.
I just watched the trailer.
This Marvel target audience, 12-year-old girls and kids.
That's what I was gonna say. It looks like a tween. Looks like a tween.
It reminds me of there's a couple of there's a movie that Katie watched on Netflix. I think that even had a sequel to it fairly recently. What was that called? Man, I have to figure out the title, but it reminded me, kind of. It was like a tweenish type,
I wonder if they're gonna keep that, because it seems like in the trailer they kind of abandoned that stylized, like drawing over type.
Never Have I Ever is what it's called on Netflix. The trailer kind of reminded me of that with the girls and the narration and whatnot.
Gotcha.
Cross between that and Shazam.
Yeah. Yep. This could be something that I could watch with a kiddo, maybe, but I don't know if it would be just something I'd watch by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
It's
yeah. I'm the only one that watches any superhero stuff. No, this will be something. I think Cal will really enjoy this one. So.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, let's get to some what you've been watching. Alan,
of the week.
You're up, buddy.
All right. I know we talked
Wait a
about it
second.
earlier.
Let's dissect
Hold
this. What's going on
I
here?
haven't even.
I thought Ann was one of those little porn bots. Always pops up in our chat.
I think Nani took care of that. Our PR girl took care of the reported them all for us.
I've been watching Spider-Man the animated series. Cal and I have been binging it while Mandy's gone. So, dude, this show's so freaking good, man. Oh my God, it's amazing. We just yesterday we watched the episode where the X-Men come in. It's a crossover of the 90s episode.
Yeah.
The 90s X-Men and 90s Spider-Man did an episode together. It was freaking awesome. But yeah, like I said, I mean, within like a 10 episode arc, you had the Punisher, Blade, Morbius, the Sinister Six. You know, they just like piled it in there and it worked. It's so fun.
This is one that I'm excited. You know, you guys both have kids, and I've obviously got a newborn. This type of show. This show specifically, animated Superman, animated Batman show, like those are the things that I'm most excited for to share with the little girl. And this show I haven't seen since I was animated Batman show I've seen since I was a little kid. Like this show will be a really fun nostalgia trip for me, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm having a blast. Like to see like Cal see the Easter eggs and to see these people for the first time, dude. He loves it. And
it's probably pretty cool, like having the live action stuff too, to have them have a frame of reference for
absolutely. That, and then like I said earlier, I've been doing a rewatch on The Boys.
Are you rewatching both of them? Both seasons?
Yeah. I've actually had already started on season 1, and I actually just finished up season 2 yesterday. But I ain't been on here in 3 weeks, so I've had plenty of time to watch it. But no, Mandy, actually, this is one of those. I think Brandon and I have talked about it before on one of the nights that it was just us on here. But like Mandy's not crazy about the gore and stuff like that. So like Preacher, The Boys, you know, those type shows, it's always kind of been me on those. So
yeah, Katie, I think I've kind of desensitized Katie to gore and things like this, but she watched that trailer for season 3 and we finished it. First thing she said was, man, there were a lot of bodies exploding in that trailer.
Yeah, well, Mandy's like I said, she's Jensen Ackles, so she's gonna try her best. She was like, I've got to watch it, he's on it. So that's
nice.
Wow.
Well, now that she's got the connection to going to the Vought.
I know she had a Vought burger yesterday, so
yeah,
who knows?
She may have superpowers now.
I know.
It's true. Watch out.
Dave says, do they have a live action Spider-Man from the 70s? Do either of you know the answer to that? I don't think it's on Disney Plus. You may be able to find it on YouTube, but you're talking about like the Japanese live action Spider-Man show.
Maybe.
There's some weird.
I've seen stills of it.
Yeah,
but never seen it.
But yeah, I don't think it's on Disney Plus. But and I know when Brandon texted me, I didn't think about it, but I did binge Diabolical in a few days and watched it. It was
nice.
a very it seemed a lot like it was in the same vein of Star Wars Visions. Like it was like
gotcha.
Like it was all director driven, its own thing, its own storyline, all set in the same universe. Yeah. So some of the episodes were actually like really good. And then some of them were just awful, but I made it through the awful ones, but the good ones were really good. So
that was that Visions show. That's one that I didn't finish actually on Disney Plus. I absolutely loved the samurai Japanese.
the Kurosawa. Yeah, I did too.
Oh man, I love that. But then I watched a couple after that, and I was like,
That was me, and they stuck enough decent episodes, and there were so many people that that voiced, you know, different characters that it made it a little more worth it. You know, they had some of the there was one episode in particular that I'm thinking of that was like true to the comic style artwork. So Butcher looked completely different. You know, I think Simon Pegg was doing the voice of Huey, and he looked like looked almost like Frenchie. You know, so I mean, it was cool seeing the more true to comic version of them. And then I think there was one where there was one episode where they it's like a home for the kids who got crappy powers, and one of the characters is the narrator. All his power is that he narrates things, and it's Christian Slater does the narrator, and it's hilarious. So stuff like that. I mean, there were some really crappy ones for sure that I was just. Aquafina was in one of them, and I was
out. I'm out.
Oh, you would. Trust me, you would be out in a heartbeat on that episode. But no, all in all, on a whole, it was, you know, a good 6 out of 10. You know.
On the Allen scale.
Yeah. I'm a little biased, I guess. You know.
I asked Brandon today what you're gonna give the Batman on the show tonight. I didn't know you hadn't seen it yet.
No,
but I've got it. He gave me a number that he thinks you're gonna give it. So whenever
I said
you're out of 1 out of 10, I'm gonna.
Brandon told me I'd love it. Is what he told me originally. You know. But
what I said, Alan, was I don't think he's seen it, but probably 10 out of 10.
Well, you ruined it.
What do you mean?
You guys have already. You
said I was going to reveal the number
feel.
after he told us what his number is.
Well, he hasn't seen it.
I'm trying to. I know.
Well, I had actually planned on taking the boys to go see it. I had planned on taking the boys to go see it in all seriousness, but Mandy was like, "Really? You're going to go see it without me?" And I was like, "No, I'm not."
Should have just been like Brandon and Ryan.
Brandon and Randon. Those guys
said it wasn't that great anyways. Just go. We're just gonna go watch it.
She just told her to go see it in Austin.
Yeah, go see it. Go see it with T-Pain and Rev Run. There you
go. What's Walter saying? Walk around thinking he was Queen Amidala today. He called himself Queen Amidala. Can you blame me for drinking? And I can't blame you for drinking ever. Yeah,
you deserve it. Keep drinking.
The captain goes down with her ship. So
that's cool. Mad respect.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Brandon,
go ahead.
What'd you watch?
Cool. This was a few weeks ago, but we haven't talked about this stuff since I watched this. But we've been doing that MCU rewatch with the kiddos, and we got to Iron Man 2.
I'm sorry about that.
So this one started off strong. I hadn't seen it in a while, and it does start off strong for me, and then it just kind of starts to go downhill. However, the kids said it was better than the first one, so what do I know?
So this it's funny to me. Every time that an adult like a comic book geek, whatever, watches a movie that they don't like, but they find the nugget of positive, it's always that. But my kids, it's like Justice League. My kids said it was great. They loved it.
Yeah.
So maybe we should be listening to maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I found that it didn't really typically in a second installment, you've already kind of laid the groundwork, so you're free to just go all out on the second one.
Yeah, like Venom
it's
2,
kind of a
Venom
slow
2, just make an hour-long movie because you don't even bother with building any kind of
right. But this one, it's got that is it Monaco? I can't remember the racing sequence wherever it is. That's a cool sequence.
Yeah, I agree.
But it just kind of and then it just meandered. There's nothing that happens for a while. Whiplash doesn't come back into play in terms of a villain until the end of the movie. There's only 3 action set pieces in this movie: the beginning, and then the I don't really. It's hard to count Rhodey and Tony fighting each other
Yeah.
at his mansion as I mean, it just because there's not really stakes, so to speak.
Yeah, it's just goofy. Yeah.
It's kind of like the fighting sequence, the big action sequence at the airport in Civil War. It's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but there's sparring.
Nobody's gonna, yeah,
You know?
nobody's
gonna kill anybody.
They're just making jokes between each.
We're still friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got the bird. The bird is in there.
Oh, I'm from Brooklyn.
I won my board.
Yeah.
My
Queens.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it is what it is. It's known to be one of the lesser of the MCU movies, so we got through it. I got through it. Like I said, kids liked it. I'm trying to think of what else I was going to say about it. I mean, it definitely kind of, you know, it falls prey to that we got to set up Avengers stuff a lot. So there's that. But yeah, Iron Man 2.
That's really the one. Is that the movie they introduced Natasha?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. But something that I'm going to watch this Friday that you watched recently, Ryan.
Yeah. So I rewatched Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's the first time I watched it all the way through on physical, actually. And man, it was crispy and that sound was great.
It's crazy what a difference if you're used to watching something streaming and then going to a physical format. Just the difference in bitrate makes.
And I'm not, and I watched it on Blu-ray. This is not even 4K. Like it's just a huge difference. And so we watched this on Saturday night. We started out watching it with little girl Diana. She got to Katie was like, we started at like 7-ish. She was like, all right, we're gonna get her through the Wonder Woman bank scene, and then we're gonna call it a night, which she did. I sent you a video. She was locked in. Love that Ben Affleck Iceland sequence.
Yeah, nice.
But no, this like I said, this watching this movie, it's so freaking good. I was texting, basically like drunk texting Brandon, like, what are they doing the whole time?
You can join Anne.
Yeah,
you can both have pity parties for the wrong reasons, for different reasons.
It's a weird.
Hey, why'd you do this?
Yeah,
what's wrong with you?
It's a weird thing watching this movie, man. Like you're watching, you're like, God, this is so freaking good, and at the same time, you're like, I love this, and at the same time, you're like, I'm so mad that they're not continuing this story. It set me back 6 months in my recovery, like I mentioned a couple times. Give me any little nugget of hope for continuing this story. I was finally like phasing into like, okay, we got the Batman universe. That's kind of going to be the thing. Maybe Henry Cavill will come back for a Superman movie. I've got that in my back pocket, but I rewatched this movie and I'll just right back. Yep.
Just when I thought I was out.
So I'm expecting, I know Brandon watched a little bit of it a couple weekends ago, just at night, and he texted me in the morning and it's like, that was a mistake.
I put it on as like background music to go to sleep, and I was like, I'm not going to sleep anytime soon.
But yes, Dave, it is. If you haven't watched it, it's certainly worth it. It's very, very good.
And
hope so, Dave.
If you haven't, we plugged this earlier, but definitely go check out Ryan's unboxing of that Mondo ZSJL set. He filmed it in black and white. So pretty.
I didn't think about 4:3 thing until after the fact, but yeah,
it's all right.
It is what it is. I'll release the director's cut.
Yeah. But we'll do it the opposite. We'll do it in color.
Yeah, there you go. But Brandon, you're watching it exposing a newbie to it this weekend,
I have a new member that I'm
welcome to the group.
Yeah.
Hi.
A guy at right. Buddy of mine from my church I've been talking to him about some nerdy stuff as of recent, and he mentioned he knew a little bit about the Snyder Cut, and I've, obviously I try when I talk to other people, I'm like, it's like trying to talk to people in layman's terms, because I know I'm so ingrained in this subject that I don't want to come across dismissive or like make them feel stupid
or
when
psychotic
I talk about stuff.
When you
or psychotic.
Right, so do you have like an hour to sit down and talk? Okay, start.
I mean,
they're sitting at church.
That's pretty much what
talking about it.
Anytime anybody's ever asked me about this movie, what it is, why we're in the situation that we are, I'm like, God, how do I tell this in as little words as possible? Like it's such
a like say in BVS, how to explain or how
to explain.
Yeah.
How best to describe.
How best to describe it.
Yeah. So yeah, I got a buddy coming over. We're gonna watch it. And I'm excited because I've watched the Blu-ray. I think I watched it when I had COVID and I was like tired and fell asleep in the middle of it. And so this will be the first time I've watched it all the way through.
I'm fully
Blu-ray,
expecting the text messages from you, Brandon. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. Also, do you know what day you're going to be watching that on?
Is it the 18th?
It is.
What a coincidence.
Look at you. Look at you.
I didn't even realize it.
Brandon,
what's that? What's that mean, guys?
I changed. You know what, Brandon? I changed my mind. I don't want you to text me a single thing. I want you to live tweet your thoughts on 318 to Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's going to be fantastic, and everybody will love it. Dave will love it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll do it for you, Dave.
There you go.
Cool. But yeah. So I'm excited because it's been a while since I've intently watched it.
So there is Hallelujah is on it. It's not the trailer version, but her version is on it. The credits sequence. Basically, this thing is it's seven discs, and it's basically a movie from beginning to end, as far as music goes. So there's
Does it have the Icelandic hymn?
No,
siren song.
Maybe it might. It's one of those things when you put this thing on and listen to it, like you're walking in and out of rooms too, because you are committing to listening to like
4 hours.
A lot of music. Yeah. I don't remember it being on there, and I feel like that's something that would stand out. But I also could have walked out of the room or something. Yeah. They're gonna restore. I hope so.
You know what? If that happens, you're gonna see a lot more content from this channel, and a lot more upbeat positivity.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Brandon's gonna be talking to so many people at church. He's like, this Jesus guy. Let me tell you about Zack Snyder.
Kal-El means son of God.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder, there's all these Christ parallels. I'm telling you, come on.
You're gonna get that.
He's gonna
talk the preacher into playing it on a Sunday night, for the whole congregation.
Yeah. He's gonna go in the church. He's gonna go screen print the Zack Snyder Jesus things and like put them over the Jesus pictures in his church. Man. No, but I'm being serious. We gotta figure out a way to we should advertise Brandon's live tweet, CAPECAST live tweet of Zack Snyder's Justice League on the anniversary. It'd be great.
May have to do that. May have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So
we've also talked about and we'll do this at some point. Brandon and I have talked about doing a commentary track on Patreon for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So Alan, you are free to join that as well if you wish.
Cool.
4-hour commitment, but
Hey, if I'm
that's the other.
if I'm committing to anything, it's
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That's the other thing too, man.
I love you, Mandy. If you're watching,
we talked.
you know.
Not that much. We talked about this when the Batman came out, and I will confirm for me, sitting down and watching this 4-hour movie was way shorter than watching the 3-hour Batman movie. So just me, but that's how it was.
You're not alone, Ryan.
Yeah,
Not alone. Yeah, I'm gonna consider it.
there we go. Everybody's ready for it now. I queued it up. I queued it up on the live show, so I screwed you over. Now you just got to do it.
It's gonna be like a thread, 1 of 300. Like,
no, our followers would love it. The only people that follow us are interested in Snyder stuff. Everybody else.
that's true.
You'll notice when in our live shows we start out with the DC stuff, and then like when we switch to Marvel, the viewers drop like 50% immediately.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Got to be fair.
That's right.
So, did you guys get any physical media that's geek related?
Just the Batman. Haven't received it obviously, but just ordered the.
I think we talked about this in our review, but we both got those little long Halloween comics at the IMAX fan screening.
These things are already up. I think I mentioned it on there, but on Key Collector, those things are already up to like $50 on value, or maybe it was on eBay. They're selling being lower on Key Collector. Either way, it's pretty surprising. Like I still have the one from Venom, first Venom movie, when it came out, and it was like $4 or something. But Al, we'll have ice cream, so Al will be there.
Okay. I don't want that to happen. I would not be enjoying it.
No ice cream. No ice cream.
Alan, you got anything?
I did buy a few comics, but honest to God, I forgot them downstairs, so I'm not going down to get them. But
it's all good. It's all good. There's always.
It was really just mainly back issue stuff, things that just some cool covers that I found.
Nice.
Why are you the way that you are?
Ooh, and I got the BVS Nightmare Batman and Soups for the Funkos. I did pick those up as well.
Oh, nice.
That's
nice.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, we should be getting our BVS Nightmare Batman and Black Suit Superman. What, August?
Yeah, I think it's like Q2 or Q3. Dark Side's supposed to be Q3 too. Weta. So
look out for that unboxing. Ryan's gonna have to have some help.
Yeah, that forklift.
Yeah.
Bleep, bleep. Katie's gonna go, what the hell?
You have to get a crane. You got to open that window.
Put it through the window in a crane.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
cool.
Guess what, guys?
What?
Our coming soon movie slate has changed. We've added a movie.
All Marvel all the time.
Yeah, this is full Marvel.
Thanks, DC. Moving everything out this year.
Yep. So Thor Love and Thunder. Batman went out, and Thor Love and Thunder came in. So yeah, this is what you got to look forward to. We talked about Morbius earlier and Doctor Strange as well, but haven't had a lot of Thor stuff. So should probably start.
Should be a trailer coming out at some point. Yeah.
Is that a poster? Is that a real poster, or is that?
I don't think so.
Fan? Okay.
I think it's a fan poster.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which is pretty weird that you don't even have like a teaser poster or anything.
That's the same way Spider-Man. That's the same way Spider-Man was, though. I mean, they can give you anything.
Yeah.
Hell, you had movie theaters showing the fan posters.
Yeah.
They're probably hesitant to make them release dates. They're just like, wait, still with us.
She's chugging.
She should be down to like one syllable.
Cool.
She's already at glurp. She might be past that.
It's true. It's true.
Which of those three are y'all looking forward to the most?
Out of these three, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And I'd say Thor: Love and Thunder is a close second on that for me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I enjoyed Ragnarok. I wasn't
I
over
did
the
too.
moon about it like everybody else was, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And
I very much enjoyed Ragnarok. I'm a little afraid that this one's gonna like get a little
go too hard
yeah.
with the Taika humor.
I enjoy that's well, just the I don't know, like this rock and roll kind of vibe. Like I thought that was a cool kind of twist on the Thor thing. Like, and I know it worked, so they're gonna go back to the well, but I kind of enjoyed that it was its own deal. Style wise, but who knows?
Yeah, well, I've been watching. I know this is not comic book, but I've been watching Our Flag Means Death, and it's very, it's that type of humor, you know. So I'm enjoying it. So yeah,
nice.
Well,
Gonna change your name to Ann Smirnoff. It was
nice.
good, Dave. It's a good one.
Nice burn.
comment of the night goes to Dave.
There we go.
All right,
cool. That's all I got.
All right. So before we jet here, obviously we should be back on our kind of weekly schedule. Alan's back in town, balancing us out here.
There we go.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube and notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the videos we're putting out. We are on Twitter at CAPECAST Show, and tune in on Friday for Brandon's live tweet of Zack Snyder's Justice League. He's gonna be tweeting about the movie and all of his feelings about SnyderVerse, inevitably as he does it on the anniversary of its release. So
exactly,
yeah,
and on the announcement of its restoration.
Yeah,
apparently,
I love the hope. It's not a mess. We've got a Patreon. It's patreon.com/CiNEMACHiNE. We appreciate all the support we get there. Dave and Nani, both watching. Appreciate your support. And Sarna,
indeed.
Get my drink on.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, Ann.
Yeah.
Or don't. I don't give a shit.
Oh, man. Nani's stoked. We're ready for that live tweet, Brandon. We're ready for it. Dave's ready for it, too. Everybody's ready for it.
Nice. Well, now there's pressure. Good.
Yeah. You're fine.
We should do a watch. That's what we ought to do, a watch party then. Let's just do it all. We'll just all watch it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Brandon's like, that'd be great. Then I don't have to tweet.
Yeah. There's only 3 of us.
All right. Well, gentlemen, until next time.
So long.